A brand new season of the Porsche BWT GT3 Cup Challenge Middle East kicks off at the Dubai Autodrome. The longest-running motorsport series in the Middle East celebrates its historic 10th season, a remarkable achievement by Lechner Racing and Porsche Middle East and Africa. Last season's champion Al Faisal Al Zubair from Oman is back to defend his title. But he's facing strong competition from returning and new drivers from all around the globe.
Honestly, it's like one of the best things that's happened to me. And yeah, I think if you put in the hard work, you can get the result. So for me, it was a perfect way to end a season of just pure commitment that I had last year. The competition, I think this year is going to be quite a good one. We see Simenauer, we have Zaid here, Theo Elenas, the British Career Cup champion. Quite a few drivers that can really fight for a win. So yeah, I know it's going to be tough, but nevertheless, it's the same goal for me.
I started karting when I was 4 years old, and I did that till I was 15. And when I was 15, I started racing cars with my father in the Porsche GT3 Cup Canada. And then I did that for a couple years, GT3 Cup Canada, GT3 Cup USA, and then we did the 24 Hours of Daytona, and then we won that. And then I did select WeatherTech races throughout that year, and then we went to Europe the next year to race in the Carrera Cup Germany and some Super Cup races. And now we're here in the Middle East and having a good time.
During my younger years, I didn't really know Walter, but then I approached him for a test in one of these cars, and it was over a race weekend. And my initial thoughts were do the race weekend test and watch the race in the pits. But then he managed to talk me into doing the race, and I'm happy that I did it. Got a good result, finished second in my class. And ever since that, I've just been attached to it, so I'm really happy.
We were planning to race in Porsche Cup, and then we found a team in Turkey. So we started to participate in the Porsche Cup races. So now we are in Porsche Cup in Middle East. So I'm really excited to race here.
The impact in my career was big from Walter. He showed me the right ways to learn, to be faster, and also to train a lot without spending too much. Yeah, that's why I'm a bit here in Middle East and training a bit, and it was a great help for me to improve my skills.
As always, the race weekend at the Dubai Autodrome offers lots of excitement on and off the track.
Thank you for joining us today at the start of the 10th season of the Porsche BWT GT3 Cup Challenge Middle East. The GT3 Cup Challenge is the most exciting motor racing championship in the Middle East. And the growth it has been seen over the last 10 years is a testament of the great work Walter and his team have done over the last years. But this is really, really special and unique to us. As a brand, the race series has allowed us to expand motorsport heritage, which we have a lot of, into this region, which hosts some of the greatest tracks. The Autodrome in Abu Dhabi, the Yas Marina, the new tracks in Kuwait and Bahrain. So one of the best tracks in the world, and of course also promising, talented young drivers.
It's all started basically in 2006. The first race was in 2009, and we are going into our 10th season. Thanks to Porsche Middle East and Africa, who has supported the challenge right from the beginning. We always had a vision here in the Middle East, and the vision was actually to promote local talents. We are proud we have brought up people like Abdulaziz Al Faisal, who has gone into endurance racing, Treble Le Mans race winner, 24-hour Dubai race winner, Khaled Al Kapesi, who won twice here of head, I know, in Dubai. In the past, we had 6 weekends and 12 races. for the first time ever, we will have 6 events and 16 races.
16 races over the season allow for plenty of track time for the drivers.
Maybe now you have more chances because of more races, so you can maybe if you miss one race you can bit game back, but of course you have to be consistent from the beginning to fight for the championship.
I think fitness levels will also show who's in better shape than the other. Maybe they might not be the fastest driver, but they can be more consistent over the weekends with the 3 different races. I think it'll be hard. It's definitely going to be a lot harder, and I also think the depth of drivers that are here compared to last season is a lot stronger. You know, if you look at the times and how close everyone is, it's going to be quite difficult.
I think more races is always good. We like racing. We do it for that more than the practices. So I think that's the best thing to do, and I'm really proud of that decision that they decided to make.
For me, it's very good. It's mean like more qualification, more races, so perfect.
It's the first qualifying session of the season. After extensive testing over the past days, the drivers now have to prove if they can get a perfect lap on the track. Al-Faisal Al-Zubair qualifies on pole position, followed by Tio Elinas from Cyprus and former champion Zaid Ashkanani from Kuwait.
All played into my hands in the end. Yeah, but got the engineers and my dad and all of them a bit scared. But yeah, just happy. Pole, good way to start the championship.
Testing was really good, but I didn't do very well in the qualifying. But let's see in the other qualifying practice. So I will do my best.
Tio Elinas chases leader Al-Faisal Al-Zubair through the first corners, but the Omani manages to stay ahead.
I really felt good with the gap, and then I could manage my tires. I think I used it a bit too much in the beginning. Then I started dancing with the back. But yeah, when you have a margin, at least you can kind of play for it with the tires.
The two leaders create a comfortable gap to third place Zaid Ashkanani.
I could put some pressure at the beginning, but then I couldn't follow too close to the others, so they start to pull away.
In midfield, Khalid Al-Wahibi fights a tough battle against Michael de Quesada and Berke Bessler.
Managed to keep 5th for half the race. However, I locked up into turn 12, and from then on it was a difficult race managing the tires. After that lock-up, struggled a bit defending from Bessler, who was right behind me. Obviously used up a lot of my tires, and then he was able to get past me and drive away.
Elinas tries to find a way past Al-Zubair, but the reigning champion is experienced enough to fend off the attacks.
From the start I had a very good one, but it was not enough into turn 1. So we just had to hustle over through there just to stay behind him and try to make as fastest lap as possible, and then put some pressure on him to make mistakes.
Yeah, it was tough. I think the main thing that got me the win was just pushing in the beginning. Yeah, I'm just so happy to be back with the win.
He drove a very well race, so yeah, I was pleased with the result at the end.
Zaid Ashkanani completes the podium in third position. The qualifying for race 2 is a close call until the very last second. Al-Faisal Al-Zubair prevails with a narrow gap of less than 200ths ahead of Tio Elinas.
Not a win yet, but pole, yeah, really good. The best place to start, obviously. And yeah, super excited to have a good start. I think it always helps with your mental side of things.
Zaid Ashkanani qualifies in third position.
Not too good, not too bad, so yeah, we'll see what we can do from this, but maybe it's the car is new, so it still needs some more running to be a bit faster.
Al-Zubair and Ashkanani, which the regional drivers around here, and they know this circuit really well. They're really good drivers. They have good results in Europe, and they're up there in Super Cup. And over here is going to be their home soil, so for sure, after 3 years that they've done around here and plenty of testing that I guess they've done, they know every little bit around this circuit. For me, it's just my third day around the circuit, first time here, and I think it's a good result just to finish the qualifying 1.5 tenths behind Al-Zubair, and I'm pretty pleased with that. And then we're going to see how the races go.
Tio Elinas has a fantastic start and passes Al-Zubair on the straight.
I made a nearly perfect start, then I got alongside him at the inside for turn 1. Yeah, just try to concentrate all the time just to make as quick laps as possible.
South Africa's Saul Hack, who started from 8th, has to regain positions after a slight collision in turn 1.
I think I had a decent start, and then I got bumped into the first corner. So I had a little bit of issues trying to keep the car on track and make sure that I didn't really lose too many positions. I think I lost 3 or 4 positions. In the end, I managed to kind of claw my way through the guys, settled into the race.
Michael de Quesada from the US defends his third position against Frenchman JB Simonar. Khalid Al-Wahibi makes up a position against Berke Bessler. But Bessler fights back and regains his spot in 5th position. In a tense race, Elinas takes the checkered flag only a second ahead of Al-Faisal Al-Zubair.
It was a great victory just to end like that. The car was amazing all through the race. Despite I locked up on lap 6 and I had a bit of a flat spot, but it was okay just to continue. But yeah, it was good at the end, really good.
He really didn't make any mistakes, an excellent race, and I'm really happy for him. And yeah, I think for the championship, second is not a bad finish for the points.
Berke Bessler reaches his first podium position, finishing on 3rd.
I did so many mistakes at the beginning of the race, but then I had a good pace and I came to 3rd place, so I'm really happy with the result.
The new format of the championship comes into effect with the third race of the weekend. The drivers have to show a high level of stamina and concentration to have a chance for podium. The qualifying for race 3 produces a familiar grid. Al-Zubair starts from pole, followed by Teo Elinas and Berke Besler from Turkey.
Yeah, definitely amazing to finish on top again. I feel for me, with Teo, Zaid, all of them, I really enjoy battling. Really keeps everyone, I think, on the edge. So yeah, just really happy. And yeah, hopefully 2 good results this race. And yeah, it would be good.
Once again, Al-Faisal Al-Zubair and Teo Elinas battle for first position. The Omani manages to defend his lead through the first corners. Fourth-placed Michael de Quesada struggles to defend his position against JB Simonar.
You know, in the beginning we didn't have that much pace. We fell back a bit, but and JB got around me and I went back to 5th.
A little further back in the field, Khalid Al-Wahibi and Saul Hack fight a tense battle for 6th place.
Started race number 3 in P7 after a pretty disappointing qualifying. Managed to get a good start off the line and went around the outside of Saul into turn 1. P6 from then on, however, while battling Saul, defending from Saul on the first few laps, the gap to the guys in front were just built up. It was a bit too much, I would say, at the start. And from then on, I just decided to put my head down, keep closing. But we were doing pretty similar times. I think I was a 10th quicker every lap, but obviously a 10th every lap is just, I mean, in 10 laps, that's just a second. So the gap was a bit too big. I think we ran out of the laps.
At the head of the field, Teo Elinas is breathing down the neck of leader Al-Zubair.
Decent start. It was we had both the same starts, and then it was just down to just who's gonna make some mistakes. So I was pushing quite a lot. I was right behind him. I managed to overtake him 2-3 times.
The last lap produces plenty of drama and shakes up the field. Berke Besler tries to pass JB Simonar into the last corner. The cars touch, forcing both drivers to go wide. Michael de Quesada benefits from the tussle and moves up to 3rd. In a dramatic finish, Al-Zubair wins the race, just 3 tenths ahead of Teo Elinas.
It was really tough. He passed me twice and I went back. We had a good scuffle. Win means a lot more than a 2nd place, so I'm so happy.
I went to pass JB and went wide, and then the guy behind us dove bombed JB and they collided, and then I came out with the podium. So it's not the same when it's a podium because 2 people took each other out. So I think next time we gotta aim to get it legit and not because of a crash. But yeah, I'm happy.
It was a huge step forward. I mean, P6 in race 1, P5 in race 2, and P4 in race 3. You could see the progress, and hopefully in Bahrain we can keep edging forward. I think we could be up there. We could be up there.
In overall, good weekend, good experience. Good to know the Dubai Autodrome as well in my sleeve because I didn't know the circuit before. And yeah, it was a fun weekend.
The podium ceremony concludes a thrilling first race weekend of the Porsche BWT GT3 Cup Challenge Middle East. In the overall drivers' standings, Al-Faisal Al-Zubair leads with 73 points ahead of Tio Elinas with 71 and Michael de Quesada with 54 points. In the Pro-Am category, Saul Hack heads the table with 45 points. Leon Kohler and Magnus Oman share second place with 32 points each. In the Porsche GCC Championship, Al-Faisal Al-Zubair is first, followed by Khalid Al-Wahibi and Isa A. Al-Khalifa. The championship will return for round 2 at the Bahrain International Circuit. Stay tuned.